Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 775. And as always, is your nerd. You're going to hear the whole show. I'm also a wonderful co-host, Brad and Gilda.
What's up, everybody? We're on a wonderful Thursday night.
Live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore for all our wonderful patrons who get this live early and ad-free before anybody else gets to watch it in the public. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of an extra review as we look at this year's Paddington in Peru as we finally get to the third film in the trilogy. And before we can go ahead and get into it, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that drops on the channel, and leave a comment if you made it this far and say W Paddington. Brad, how are you doing, bro?
I'm so tired. I am so tired of PowerPoints and Excel.
Yeah?
I am so tired.
What's wrong, Brad?
I just no more PowerPoints, no more Excel.
You've had enough, huh?
I'm done for the week. No more Microsoft products.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry, Brad. It sucks for you, bro.
Now in the Waterboy, he said foosball was for the devil. I think it's Microsoft Office.
I think it was Microsoft Office.
Microsoft Office for the devil.
Yeah. I went grocery shopping today, so that was as painful as it always is.
And now I have no money.
Yeah. Grocery shopping today. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday. The day after that is is Maya's vaccinations. It's just
I really don't have no money.
I'm not gonna have money.
Yeah, I got two vet appointments coming up, and I'm just going.
Yeah. It's fine because it's a low cost pet vax place.
Yeah.
But that still means I'm dropping almost $100, dude.
Yeah, and one of mine's like the checkup along with the shots.
Yeah.
And then one is just like a heartworm checkup, so I can just see the tech and not the doc.
Yeah.
So I'd save a little money on that, but I'm still going to be dropping probably around $300.
Yeah. But I worked out as well, so I watched this movie and I worked out as well, so I'm chilling. I'm going to be streaming after this, so pretty good day so far. No, I was waiting for it to be on streaming.
Oh, I always thought you had seen this.
No, I wanted to go see it in the theaters, but I didn't get the chance to. So I had the chance to finally watch it on streaming. So yeah. Brad, other than work, nothing to report on today, other than the internet going on fucking.
Oh yeah,
place.
We're seeing two megalomaniacs eat each other, so that's it's always special.
One of the things that he got the biggest gotcha, which it was one of the things that we all knew.
Yeah, we all like this. It didn't change anybody's opinion.
Yeah. His fans will still suck him off. But Brad, I know that Stacy is probably not going to be in chat today because actually Stacy's at the theaters right now. He's watching The Phoenician Scheme.
Ooh,
the new Wes Anderson.
I heard that's the best Michael Cera role he's ever had. I forget
crazy.
where I watched. I forget where it was, like in a commercial. Like Michael Cera is the best he's ever been, and I'm just like, okay, that's a weird way to sell this movie.
What a way to sell this movie, huh?
You could have just said it's a Wes Anderson film, and I'm sold. But
hopefully, maybe on Sunday I'll do a double feature. I might watch that, but I don't know. I really need to start watching Andor. Yeah. I have not been watching Andor.
Yeah, I mean the Michael Cera. Yeah, I just found it kind of a weird like I like Michael Cera. Don't get me wrong, but I just found it like a weird way to try and sell a Wes Anderson movie. Is like, hey, I mean, like you could totally do that with a Bill Murray. Michael Cera just seems a weird choice.
Yeah, you're like the best Michael Cera has ever been in a movie. You're like, what? There was roles where he wasn't like
I mean, like he was in Juno, and he was in whatever that fucking film, The End of the World, with Seth Rogen in them, where Rihanna slaps him in the face for real. Although, granted, he was like, "Am I allowed to slap you in the ass?" And Rihanna was like, "Only if I get to punch you for real."
That's funny. That's hilarious. I've never seen that movie, Brad.
Never seen that movie? It's stupid. It's fucking,
Yeah.
it's funny in places, but it's fucking stupid. It's again. This was what 2011, 2012, I think. This was like the pot era of films.
The stoner films.
The stoner films were going wild, and I might be wrong on that year though. It might have been way after, but it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid. But some of it's funny. The Michael Cera is funny because he's just he acts like you think Michael Cera would act in real life, but he really doesn't because he's not that big of an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Fuck. I remember seeing that video of Michael Cera, like on in between sets, and like somebody. It's like in a Judd Apatow film, and somebody's like pulling a prank on him. Like and he gets like actually pissed off, and it's just like it's hilarious. Hilarious.
I just like watching, like I love watching those Judd Apatow, like the behind the scenes, or the YouTube videos that you get like after the movie's
Yeah.
done, like the Super Bad where McLovin, apparently Jonah Hill didn't like McLovin, and McLovin just kept playing into that and just pissing Jonah Hill off throughout the whole film.
Oh man, what a guy. Yeah. I mean, I would have played into it too.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, especially like if you're a comedian and somebody just doesn't like you, for sure. It's just like, well, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Oh man, but with that being said, Brad, let's go ahead and get into this review. So let's go ahead and talk about Paddington in Peru, and of course, if you have not watched Paddington in Peru or the other two Paddington films, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, here it goes. It is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect after these words from our sponsors. In a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Paddington in Peru is a 2024 live-action animated adventure comedy film directed by Douglas Wilson and written by Mark Burton, John Foster, and James Lamont. It is the third installment in the Paddington film series, which are based on the Paddington stories by Michael Bond. The film stars Hugh Bonneville, Emily Mortimer, Julie Walters, Olivia Colman, Antonio Banderas, and Ben Whishaw as the voice of Paddington. The film sees the Brown family traveling through the Peruvian jungle to find Paddington's Aunt Lucy. The film entered development in February 2021, and the title Paddington in Peru was announced in June 2022. It is the feature film debut of Wilson. Principal photography took place between July and October 2023 in the United Kingdom, Colombia, and Peru. Paddington Peru was released in cinemas in the United Kingdom by Studio Canal on November 8, 2024, and received positive reviews from critics. A fourth film is in development. Damn right it should be. Cinematography by Eric Wilson, edited by Unani Dongali. Music by Dario Marianelli. And it's about an hour and 46 minutes. And on a budget of $75 to $90 million, it made $209.5 million at the box office. Pretty damn successful, if you ask me. So, Brad, we watched the first two Paddingtons a couple of months ago, right? Like, I want to say, like, yeah, like February or March?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Too long ago.
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
And of course, I was eagerly awaiting the release of the third film. Eagerly, yeah, because I love those first two films, and I have to say that Paddington in Peru is great. I love it, but it's not as great as the last two movies.
Yes, especially.
I love the story. I love that we get out of London and we get to go back to where Paddington is from to discover where he's from.
We get to see Aunt Lucy.
We get to see Aunt Lucy instead of just a 1 second cameo at the end of Paddington 2.
Yeah, or the the couple minutes cameo in the beginning of Paddington.
Yeah, and I love it. But I don't think it's as good as part one and two, and I think that there's some choices made that I'm just not a fan of. But Brad, take it away. What are your initial thoughts?
I gotta agree with you. I think it's a good film. But the first and second one, specifically the second one, I think is just above and beyond this one. To be honest, like the second film, I just really fucking enjoyed. I had moments in this that probably should have been funny, but they ended up being funny. Like the one nun when they reveal the map, I was just cracking up the whole time. Um, and yeah, I mean, I like the story. I specifically like Olivia Colman as the mother, Mother Mary or whatever, the head nun, and Antonio Banderas
The
was
Reverend Mother.
the Reverend Mother. Thank you. Antonio Banderas was unexpected in this film. I did not expect to see Antonio Banderas,
Me
and when he came
neither.
on the screen, I was like, what was the budget? Jesus.
What's up to the moon, Brad?
Yeah. um, I will say the replacement for Sally Hawkins, Emily Mortimer, is probably what fell flat most for me. We talked about this earlier, Raul. I agree with you completely. Like I think I miss Sally Hawkins throughout these
I
films.
miss Sally Hawkins so much. Um, I really felt that was a poor miscast.
Yeah.
Like, just she like all that energy and love and just excitement that I felt from Sally Hawkins' portrayal of Mary
It wasn't.
compared to Emily Mortimer, who like it's not the same. It doesn't work. She does not have the chemistry that I felt that Sally Hawkins had with Hugh Bonneville and the kids. And I also think that the movie kind of like puts the family in the background, like specifically the kids. Like I felt like the kids weren't like useful until the last act of this film.
Yeah, and I mean, like with the first one, like the kids were really a part of that whole story. The second
Mm-hmm.
one, maybe a little less so, but I mean, they were still there. Like they were
Yeah,
still like on the train or the when the airplane crashes or all that. And they were trying to get Paddington out. And I think you're right. I think the family takes a backtrack to this,
yeah,
and I think it hurts it in a way because it's really about that whole familial kind of bonding moment.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, there's moments in this where I like I said, like I'm just laughing my ass off through it. The usually with the nuns, for whatever reason, these are the funniest fucking nuns I think maybe on television or movies. Because when she opens the map up, like I literally just had to pause that and I took a shot and I sent it to Brenda and I put this has to be the funniest nun I've ever reacted to.
Fuck, man, I love the the what's it called? The opening number. The number when they're like talking about Paddington coming to Peru and they're doing, and you just see this shot of the Sound of Music. Like Olivia Colman remakes this shot from the Sound of
Yeah.
Music. I'm like, jeez, man.
Olivia Colman is like a godsend for this movie just
Yeah,
because her facial expression because you can't see anything else, it's just the face
yeah,
and the facial expressions of it's just the unseriousness of she plays it of like, oh, there's nothing suspicious, and she's
yeah.
like, suspicious, you know uh in God everything is suspicious. What? Nothing. You
I love
you
Antonio
don't need to worry
Banderas in
about the
this
red
too,
light.
man. I love Antonio Banderas in this too. I didn't expect him to be in this, but I just love him and his visions of like the conquistadors and like everybody's like, just go find the gold, find the
just
gold, find
just
the gold.
just yeah, we'll forgive you for being a fuck up.
Yeah.
Basically,
Um.
I gotta say, the American CEO does something for me, kind of like Nicole Kidman does. Even though she's only in the movie for like 3 minutes.
But it's such a cute movie, man, and it does it's just as great as it's a
It's an
great film.
adventure. It's
It's
an
a great
adventure
adventure.
with a bear that's very uncoordinated and finds himself in probably some of the worst circumstances. They literally fucking crashed a boat and it
Yeah.
sunk, and no one got charged with anything for that.
Yeah.
In
Or the
fact, a new
fucking
boat with the
terrible
insurance.
airplane, by the way.
Well,
The
yeah,
terrible airplane.
I love how they're like, yeah, the Pope rode in this once, and then he blessed it too. And I like the scene where Banderas's character, the hunter, is chasing Paddington through the ruins with of course the Indiana Jones boulder following them, and somehow
Yep.
going down the hill and then making its way up the hill at the same time. But
Yep.
that's just funny.
Yeah.
And I think getting to see Paddington find his clan of where he came from, and of course him being wandering off and looking for oranges makes sense. That actually
Yeah.
made complete sense in that. And I think him asking if he could go back home with the Browns.
Oh, what a moment, man. And that's one of the moments where I just fucking wished that Sally Hawkins was in that role instead.
Yeah,
Cause it's like, fuck, dude. Like there's like and
it's
even
very
like
emotional.
very emotional, man. Cause like this whole time you really do think like I think Paddington's gonna ask to stay there with the Bears.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of the feeling I was getting. And then he was like, "No, like yeah,
they're
this
my
is
tribe.
but
But
you're my family. You're my
and I was
home."
like, fuck.
It's like, goddamn.
God damn
this
it,
bear.
bro.
God
Yeah.
damn, this bear making me feel things
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And then the best thing, like maybe probably the best thing, but one of the best things of the movie, Hugh Grant at the end. Swear to Christ, it came out of nowhere. Like when they're at the prison, because you can tell it's the prison if you watch the second one, and all
Yeah.
these bears that are visiting this prison. And you're right. You and me are both thinking, oh, it's going to be the chef guy.
Because there's no way that they're gonna get Hugh Grant again for it, you know. Like, but I should have known. If you got Antonio Banderas in there and you got money to pay Antonio Banderas,
You can get Hugh Grant in there for 10 minutes.
yeah,
If that.
yeah,
Now, that had to be some of the funniest shit. You can be Mama Bear, and you can be Papa Bear, and you can be Baby Bear. Come on. Come up here. Let me see.
yeah, yeah. It was hilarious, man. I really did think that was really funny. I was like, wow, I did not expect to see what's it called, to see him in that role again.
And the end credit, too. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
I love Hugh Grant, man.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great. So this movie, like I said, man, it's great. I really do enjoy it. I don't think it's as great as the last two films, where the last two films to me are perfect. This one just isn't perfect. And I kind of do agree with the idea that it reuses a lot of the same tropes from like other adventure films.
I mean, yeah, but it's Paddington.
But my biggest gripe to me is just like, of course, the miscasting. Like, if you had to recast Sally Hawkins, I just think there was probably a better choice out there. I was not a fan of Ellie Mortimer. And that's nothing to be mean to her or anything. It's just simply what I think. It's just that I think that.
I mean, it's hard to. I think anyone going into that role was going to have a really hard time living up to Sally Hawkins, just because we were used to Sally Hawkins for two movies in which she does seem like that familiar mother figure.
Yeah.
And like very, very like great moments through the first two films with her. And yeah, I think that is missing in Emily Mortimer's acting in this.
Yeah. And like I said, I really feel like the family takes a background, and it's like they're kind of just there just to keep the plot going with having to get to Paddington.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I was like this, like we're in the last two. I really felt like they were really important, and here it doesn't really feel like it's that important. But yeah, man. And I wonder what we'll do with the second, man, with the fourth film. Like, I look, man. Honestly, you can keep making more of these. Just keep making more of these. They're cute. They're fun.
But
they're great films.
But don't lose the quality.
Don't lose the quality.
Also, bring back Nicole Kidman.
Brad just yeah.
Like, I really have never had a thing for Nicole Kidman until she was in the Paddington film, and then something's like, well, all right.
Eventually, we're gonna have to get to a part in the film where in these films where Phoenix does get out of prison, and he does try to make that production of Goldilocks and the Bears.
Yeah,
And
which
the
I
Three
really want to
Bears.
see. Which I actually I think that should be its own like little short film.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I feel like maybe in the fourth or fifth film, that might be the case where, like, oh, Hugh Grant's character is out of prison. It's time to finally create the whole,
Yeah,
a production of
the
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
whatever that universe he would be in. Let's be real here, because that dance number in the prison that he made, that was high quality.
Yeah, yeah. But Brad, what's your final verdict on Paddington in Peru?
You know, I really just want to give it a 10, just
Keep it going.
just to continue the trend. But I, like we said, it doesn't live up to the first two, and although I still think we could probably call it the greatest trilogy ever made, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm coming in a little bit lower than you, Brad. Just slightly, like 0.25 lower than you. I'm giving this an 8.75 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think it's a great film, though. I think it's really good and it's great. Still a fucking good trilogy, and I can't wait for them to keep making more out of this character because
and continue casting Hugh Grant.
yeah,
If you can, go ahead and continue having Olivia Colman in there, because
yeah,
she was just funny,
yeah.
like serious.
Just whatever you do, don't get rid of Hugh Bonneville, like, or
No,
those two kids, because
yeah,
it's just like, I don't know, man. Like if you get rid of any of those three, bro, like I think that a lot of like the magic of these films get lost, bro. Like
yeah,
Hugh Bonneville is so great in his role. Just him, that whole moment with him taking the tarantula out of the fucking
yeah, and
thing,
it's on his face,
and then he
they're
takes the
like, "Hey, let's
picture.
take a
Like
photo."
I thought it was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro.
Well, and it's kind of well, and it also kind of is a throwback, I think, to the first film, where they show him on his motorcycle when he like
Yeah,
used to be kind of a badass, and then he like learned about the insurance and like all the risks there are, and he kind
yeah,
of turned into what he is, and so it's kind of like him going back to that badass of being like, yeah, like I have to live riskier.
yeah. So with that being said, Brad, that concludes our review of Paddington in Peru. And as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/Nerdcore. Discord link is in the description below where you can chat with us and talk to us about what your favorite Paddington film is in the series. Mine is still the first one. I'll always love the first one the most. But I think they're all good.
I enjoyed the second one, I believe, a
Yeah,
little more, but the first two are perfect.
yeah. Make sure that you leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice and follow us on that app. All that helps us out so much. And of course, make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff that I told you in the beginning, please. And of course, we want to thank our Patreon supporters. Without you guys, it's not possible. We love you guys. Can you tell them about our executive producer Shane?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk, or on Twitter at thrifted.io, or go buy something from the Sub God at dpop.com/Prison City Vintage.
And of course, thank you to our wonderful subscribers. Thank you to all our wonderful subscribers on the podcast feed as well on YouTube. We love all of you guys so much. We couldn't do this without any of you. We will be back for some more reviews throughout the week. Maybe on Sunday for Andor Season 2 if I can actually fucking find the time to just sit down and watch the first, the series.
But we'll be continuing our whole zombie month on Monday.
Next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get them the fuck out of here, Brad.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all those who join us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, just YouTube how to make marmalade. Young Yoda out.